This is one of a series of lessons that aims to supercharge your practice through the use of what I'm going to call compound guitar exercises. These are essentially exercises that address multiple areas of your guitar playing all at once. So let's say, for example, you invest 10 minutes of practice time into one of these exercises and it addresses 4 different areas of your practice time that you need to address separately. Otherwise, you're actually getting about 40 minutes worth of practice for your 10-minute time investment, which sounds pretty good to me. So let's check out today's exercise. It sounds like this. Now I call this the 4th finger on point drill because it mimics the way that a ballet dancer might go up on their toes, that thing that looks really painful, but it's actually really similar to the position our 4th finger has to assume, or any finger for that matter has to assume, to allow adjacent strings to ring out. So you've really got to get right up on the tip of your finger to make this exercise work. Let's talk about what's going on. We're going to begin on the A string with finger number 1 on fret number 2. We'll then play from finger 1 on fret number 2 to our open D string. Then the 4th finger will go on fret number 5. Again, we'll play that against the open D string. So that's fret number 5 on the A string against the open D. Finger 3 is then going to come behind on the G string, and ringing out that A string note with our 4th finger, we'll play the G string and then the D string again like this. And then one more time, the pattern will be A, D. So altogether, that pattern's going to go like this. It'll go A, D, G, D, A, D. And of course, this is also giving you some much needed right hand work and alternating between different fingers, reversing direction, etc. But what we have so far, at least, is finger number 1 on fret number 2. We're going to get this. And your objective here is to let these notes ring as long as they can. Now, you will know if your 4th finger is not up on point. Cool. And of course, your objective here is to let these notes ring as long as they can. And you will know if your 4th finger is not on point because it'll mute the D string like this. Extra marks if you can get that 4th finger on point while the first D string note is ringing out like this. From here, we move up 1 position. We're going to have finger number 1 on A fret 3. The right hand pattern stays the same. The open D string stays the same. We'll play this C note against the open D. 4th finger is going on fret number 7 on the A string. The open D string is staying the same. And the G string note is going to be a 4th fret note again, but this time we're using our 1st finger like this. That's going to sound like this with the 1st finger note included. We'll then do the same pattern again with finger number 1 on fret 5, this time on the A string. Finger 4 is going on fret number 9, again on the A string. And this time we'll use finger number 2 on the G string on fret number 7, like this. Now, the eagle-eyed among you will have noticed that we've done a 3rd finger, a 1st finger, and a 2nd finger note on our G string. This is deliberate, so we're practicing going between 1, 3, and 1, 1, 3, and 2, 1, 3, and 3. It's all working on that dexterity against your 4th finger while maintaining that on-point position. I do this stuff on purpose, you know. Now, the last one we're going to do is finger number 4. It's going to be on fret number 10 on your A string. This time we have the open D and the open G string. We'll play A, D, G, D. And then we'll follow it up with finger number 2 on B10, like this. And that's just a little musical flourish to finish on. So really, if you practice this exercise, you're getting a load of work with your right hand working on alternating between fingers 1 and 2, or if you're a hybrid picker, alternating between pick, middle and ring. And of course, we've got all this lovely left hand work where we're not just practicing our left hand ability with static notes, we're practicing the ability to get the fourth finger up on point, changing notes around a static finger, which is a theme for all of these exercises that we've done in this little series, but also allowing open strings to ring out either side of fretted notes. Because of course, it's not just the fourth finger that can dampen down that D string, it could be the fretted finger on your G string as well. So there's a lot of precision work going here for your left hand. Now, you're going to want to practice this one over and over and over again. And if you do, I'm going to encourage you to change the strings on your guitar. You should really do this more often. It is the easiest way to make a guitar sound and play at its best. And if you're going to practice a whole bunch, why not think about throwing a set of Elixirs on, because they'll last for absolutely ages and give you great tone for a long practicing time.